It's Tuesday. It's the afternoon, so that means it's time for a Tuesday afternoon with Thrifty Tim. I'm Thrifty Tim. I haven't heard anything from James today. He usually lets me know if he won't make it, but I haven't heard anything. So I'm uh, going solo for right now. But in this show, in this live stream, we talk about books, music, movies, and other such nonsense. And since I don't, since I'm here by myself, I did grab some albums, some records that I can, some of the records from my collection that I can show. Okay, so first, uh, first one is uh, Supertramp, even in the quietest moments, and this is on A&M records from 1977. But here's the front side, here's the back side. And the songs on here are that you'll recognize are Give a Little Bit on it is on this one, and that's a big hit off of here. Okay, next one. The Doobie Brothers, Living on the Fault Line. It's on Warner Brothers from 19. This is from 1977. Also, here's the front. Here's the back. And it's a song that was a hit that I recognize on here. I don't really recognize any of them. It's not a bad album, but it's been a while since I've listened to it. Okay, next up is Grand Funk or Grand Funk Railroad. This is Phoenix. It's on Capitol Records from, or EMI Capitol from 1972. It's a gatefold. So you see the members of the band there. So there's a back and the front. And this album has the song Rock and Roll Soul on it that you might have heard. Okay, next up, Jethro Tull. This is the album Heavy Horses by them. It's on the Chrysalis Records from 1978. Here's the front. Here's the back. And the songs on here, well, I like And Mouse Please Never Sleeps, which is the first song on this album. Okay, next up is David Cassidy, Cherish. This is on Bell Records from 1972. This is the front and the back. And his hit off this one is Cherish. Okay. Okay, and okay, here's some Todd Rundgren. This is just self-titled. Oh, Hermit of Mink Hollow is the title of this one. And here's the front and the back. And can we still be friends? It's on here. Okay, here's section of Montrose self-titled album. This one, and I know how. Okay, it's this guy. This guy here. That's Sammy Hagar, who was a vocalist, the original vocalist for the band Montrose, and of course, right beside him is uh, Ronnie Montrose. And this is a good rock album. It's on Warner Brothers Records from '73, and this has Bad Motor Scooter on it, and also Rock Candy, which you probably heard on the radio. Okay. Uh, Next up, this is the soundtrack, the main event. It's a movie with Barbara Streisand and Ryan O'Neal, uh, where Ryan O'Neal's pretty much a down and out boxer, and Barbara Streisand she found out that most of her money's most of her money's gone, and so she decides she's going to get. And she noticed he hasn't boxed for a while, and she starts being his manager and trainer, you could say, and get him in shape for a fight. And so here's the front, here's the back, and you might have heard the song "Main Event Fight" off of here, and that will probably that will probably be the only one that you put it off that. Here's another soundtrack. This is the soundtrack to Godspell. I'm not going to show the backside page because it looks pretty bad. I didn't pay much for this record anyway, so if I paid anything. And this is pretty much a Christian musical, like a modern. It's sort of like oh, Jesus Christ Superstar, but this is but there was a song off here that was it. That is Day by Day. This is the just trying to figure it out. That this is the it's on Bill Records from I'm not seeing the year now on here. Well, anyway, so that's the Godspell. Next up is Judy Collins' Judith. This one has Sending the Clowns on it. That was a hit for her. And I'm looking for others. Well, anyway, this is on Elektra Records from 1975. This is the gatefold. You see it's mainly the lyrics on the lyrics or all the songs on it. And here's the back. Oops. My cane fell on me. I was using that to help hold those records up after I shot them. Okay, next up is Bay City Rollers, Rock and Roll Love Letter. This is on Arista Records from 1975, 76, and it's a gatefold. You notice how it goes there, and then on the inside, and the hits off this one were Money Honey and Rock and Roll Love Letter. And I Only Want to Dance with You. Okay, some Ted Nugent, Free for All. This is from on Epic Records from not being able to read the year. But this is the album Free for All test. Dog Eat Dog on here and Free for All. Which were the big hits, two big hits off of it. And here's it's a gatefold. And the backside. Okay, Billy Joel, Cold Spring Harbor. This is on Columbia Records from, what's it saying on here? So I'm not seeing the year on here, but here's the front, the back, and it has a song, She's Got Away on here. Okay, next up, Garfunkel Breakaway. Here's the front, here's the back. And this is on, I think it's on Columbia Records, if I remember right. It's not really showing Columbia though. Yeah, it's Columbia from 1975. He does this on Disney Girls on here. It has, and also he has a song that Tim and Paul Simon did together, and it's on this album, which is My Little Town. He also does I Only Have Eyes for You on here. Okay, the Raiders, Indian Reservation, front, back, and it's Capitol Records from. Okay, I'm not sure. It's not saying on the cover, so it's probably like 1771. Well, anyway, of course it has the Indian Reservation on here. And I do like Shapes of Things to Come and Eve of Destruction. Okay, next one is some Gordon Lightfoot, Don't Dance Records. This is from 1972 on, trying to see this on Reprise, or is it Warner Brothers? Saying Warner Brothers, but okay, it's on Reprise Records, and the songs on here are Old Dance Records title track. This one I really like, and that's a big one off this one. Okay, here's making sure here real quick. Yep, that's correct. This is a Canadian band Lighthouse, and it's titled Thoughts, Thoughts of Moving On. It's a gatefold, and here's the back side, and it's on Evolution Records. I've not seen a date though up on here, so and but not really sure if there were any hits off of here. Okay, next up is Rita Coolidge, Anytime, Anywhere. This is on A&M Records from 1977. And the hits on this one are Your Love Has Lifted Me Higher and Higher, The Way We Do the Things We Do. She does We're All Alone on here. Yes, the Bob Seger song, if I remember right. Words, I think that might be the Bee Gees cover of the Bee Gees song. And Who's to Bless and Who's to Blame's on it. Next up are the Call Sales We Can Fly. Of course, this is a band that pretty much the Partridge Family is based on, and it's on MGM Records. It doesn't have a year on it. The test, of course, the title track, We Can Fly. Okay, next one, some classical music. It's Mozart's Symphony number 32 in G major and Symphony number 38 in D major. It's performed by the London Symphony Orchestra. And this is from on London FFR Records. Okay, here's some Neil Sedaka, Stepping Out. There's the front, there's the back. It's on MCA Records from 1976. I'm just seeing if there's any songs I recognize that's being hit. I don't really notice any, but there might have been some. Okay, here's some Joan Armatrading. This album is Back to the Night. Here's the front. Here's the back. And these, some of the people helping her out on here are like Andy Summers. I'm just trying to see if there's any others that I recognize the names on. Okay, but I'm not sure whether any of these songs were a hit or not for her. I know she's had hits on some of her albums, but she's a pretty good singer, or guitarist and singer. Okay. The last of this deck, I put down, is that this one is Lost Nation, Paradise Lost. This is a well-known band. It's on the Rare Earth Records from 1970, and they're a rock band. It's here's the front and here's the back, and it's Like I said, that record rocks. It's real good. Next up is Steve Miller Band, The Joker. There's the front side. It's on Capitol EMI Records from 1973. There's it's a gatefold. And the backside. Okay, some more Steve Miller Band. This is this, Book of Dreams. It's on Capitol EMI from 1973. This has a jet airliner on here, Swing Town, True Fine Love, Jungle Love. And so those are some of the hits on here. Okay, here's German beer drinking songs. This is that's a show who it's performed by. I don't think so, but it's some German beer drinking song. Yes, I've done plenty of beer drinking in Germany when I was stationed over there. Since I was over there for 6 years. Okay, here's some Patricia Clark. This is Don't Give Me Up, Kiss Me Goodbye. And the test like This Girl's in Love with You. Have Another Dream on Me. Yeah. And this is from, it doesn't say, but it's on Warner Brothers Records. Looks like it's from the 60s. Okay, some more G.D. Collins, or another G.D. Collins. This is Wildflowers. And here's the front side and back side. And it's on Elektra Records. And I'm not really seeing the year on here. So, but this has both sides now on it. It's like that, written by Joni Mitchell. Okay, next up, another Bobby P. With The Strangers and Still and Shrink. You know what I do with it when it's Still and Shrink? There, shrinks off. Here's the front. Here's the back. It's on Liberty Records, and some of the songs on here that were hits, Come Back When You Grow Up, You're a Big Girl Now, Before You Go. Okay, so here's this is from the 60s, Every Mother's Son. It's on MGM Records. And this one is the self-titled album. It's a gatefold. Not sure if it's autographed by the band, or is if that's part of the picture from the inside. And or from the gatefold. And okay, so like I said, it's on MGM Records. But as Come and Take a Ride in My Boat. Take a Ride in My Boat is probably the most popular one from that album. Then I also have the a sequel to it, Every Mother Sends Back, and you notice it, it pulls out like that, and I'll let you see that. And here's the back side, and the songs on here are, okay, I'm not really sure which ones were hits on here. Okay. Now, here's some Jefferson Airplane. This is Volunteers. This is on RCA Victor from 1969. And here's the back side of the album. Well, I guess it is a gatefold, it looks like. I'll make sure of that usually when I have it in a, yeah, it is a gatefold. Here's the inside of it. The back. And it has the songs We Can Be Together. And Volunteers are both on here, so it's a great songs there. Okay, next one's a comedy album. It's Bob Newhart, The Button-Down Mind of Bob Newhart. And so it's all comedy, and the different ones on here that he does are Abe Lincoln versus Madison Avenue, The Cruise of the USS Codfish, merchandising the Wright brothers, Saitua's cruise chef landing rehearsal, driving instructor, which was a part of our new TV series, and Nobody will ever play baseball. Okay, next up is another German album. This is Johannes Esther's. And like I said, it's a German album. It's so RCA Victor has okay, yeah, it's RCA International pretty much. So okay, next up is 10 Years After. The Space and Time. It's on Columbia Records. I don't see the year on it. It's probably like 70, 71. And so this, yeah, I'm not sure which ones are really hits off here, because, but they're pretty much British blues, the British blues band. Okay, here's another German record. This is Ellie Hallow, and it looks like it's okay. Somebody David gifted it somebody and wrote in German on it, so because you can see the real light red on there. And it's on Areola Records. Okay, another one with shrink wrap on it. Okay, see, this is Rhythm Heritage, and it's that's album name Last Night on Earth. And if you can't tell by the stickers, featuring the hit single Rocky on here. By that, I mean it's a theme from Rocky's Gonna Fly Now. That was a hit off this record, and they do like Dance Night Away. Then also last side is that has pretty much the theme of with the title track. Oh, here's the backside. Today's it's on ABC from 77. Had a lot from 77 in this poll. Okay, next up, the Jake Isles Band, Monkey Island. Here's the front cover. It's a gatefold. And backside, it's on Atlantic from 1977. Yeah, I'm not sure where it hits off this one. The song's on it are Surrender. You're the only one I do. I think I do might have been Somebody, I'm Falling, Monkey Island, I'm Not Rough, So Good, and Refuge. Okay, next up is showed David Cassidy earlier. Here's his half-brother son. And Son Cassidy, this is from on Warner Brothers Records. Another one from 77. Here's the backside. And the hits on here were Do Run Run. And That's Rock and Roll. And okay, the last album I have to show is Peter Frampton, I'm in You. And this is also from 77 on A&M Records. So, here's the front, here's the back. Of course, a big hit off this one's from I'm in You. And I'll finish this album off with the Stevie Wonder pen signed, sealed, delivered, or not Stevie Wonder, I think it was Billy Preston, signed, sealed, delivered, and yours. Okay, that's all the albums I'm going to show you today. I figure what I do is maybe show some of the books I have on my shelf, since I haven't really shown much of them. I'll pull out a stack right now and okay. Okay, the first one, first deck. Okay, first book is The Child Night School. It's a Jack Reacher novel. I haven't gone that far into the Jack Reacher series for reading that. Okay, David Baldacci, he's one of my favorite authors. This is Stone Cold. This is from the Camel Club series, if I remember it. I haven't started that series yet. I will be sometime. There are so many I haven't read yet off on my shelves. Next one is Brad Thor, Act of 4. That one I haven't read yet. Okay. Michael Connelly, The Burning Room. This is in the Bosch series. I've only read like the first 2 or 3 books in this series so far. And there's several in it. Next up, Jeffrey Archer, The Sins of the Father. John Grisham, The Confession. I haven't read this yet. I've only read one of his books so far, and that was his very first book. David Baldacci, First Family. Yes, I've read this one. It's pretty good, actually. And this is, if I remember right, this is a book that got me to reading Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen because he keeps referring to it in this book. The antagonist is reading it to just his disabled daughter who's on life support and stuff, and but and this here's another Brad Hawthorne foreign influence. Here's Michael Connelly, Nine Dragons. And this is from the seeing it. Okay, this is in the Harry Bosch series also. I haven't gotten to it yet. Okay, here's W.B. Griffin. He does like military and thriller type books and police and thriller, different types of thrillers. He's done tons of books. I haven't read anything from this. Is from the Presidential Agent series. I haven't read anything from that series yet. And the last one I have here is by J.A. Jentz, Judgment Call. I haven't read it yet either. And I'll pull another one down here. And okay. Oh, I knocked another one down on the floor. Trying to keep from dropping these. I'll just do it like this. Another W.B. Griffin novel. I haven't read it yet. Blood and Honor. I'm trying to remember which series it is in. Okay, I think it's from the Honor Bound series, which I haven't read yet. Here's John Grisham, The King of Torts. Okay, Jess Carr, Murder on the Appalachian Trail. Okay, J.F. Friedman, The Disappearance. If you can't tell, I like reading mysteries and thrillers because that's mainly what most of my books are. Frankie Peretti, Piercing the Darkness. This is a Christian thriller. Okay, Gorky Park by Martin Cruz Smith. I've read it before, but I can't remember it too well. I think I've read it a couple of times. John Grisham, The Runaway Jury. David Baldacci, The Winner. This is about a woman that wins the lottery. A big lottery sweeps amount. David Baldacci, Split Second. I think I've read it. I can't remember what it's about now. And Child 44 by Tom Rob Smith. No, I haven't read that one yet either. I'm pulling some other ones out. John Sanford, Heat Lightning, and Silent Prey. Okay. Pulling out books that were on the shelf behind those I've already shown you. This is first one. David Teichberg Countdown. It's sort of like the Tom Clancy books, which I'm reading a Tom Clancy one right now, rereading, I should say. Patricia Cornwell, The Last Precinct. Not sure whether this is in the K Scarpetta series or not. I've read the first K Scarpetta novel. But, okay, here's one from Jimmy Buffett. Yes, the singer that's dead now. A pirate takes a look at 50. This is pretty much an autobiography of his, which I should have been putting in my piles for stuff to read soon. Okay, here's Michael O'Connelly, The Lincoln Lawyer. This is the first book in the series of the same title, but I have not read it yet. Michael Crichton, Airframe. Haven't read it. This one I think I've read before. It's William D.L. Comedian. I can't remember anything about that. David Morrell, Double Image. I've read several of his books. I might have read that one. I can't remember. And Jeffrey Deaver, The Coffin Dancer. Now, the stack, other stack here, and oh boy. Okay, David Baldacci, The Fix, which I have not read yet. Vince Flynn, The Last Man. Tess Garrison, this is the Mephisto Club. I haven't read it. I've watched the full series, though. Or the full TV series, I mean. David Baldacci, Zero Day. I haven't read it yet. Or David Baldacci, The Forgotten. Lee Child, One Shot. This is a Jack Reacher novel. Or Patricia Cornwell, Book of the Dead. Michael Palmer, Political Suicide. Greg Iles, Third Degree. Vince Flynn, Extreme Measures. And David Baldacci, True Blue. There's a few more on this shelf that I couldn't show you. Well, actually, two more stacks and just a few loose ones. Okay, this is Nelson DeMille, By the Rivers of Babylon. Ken Follett, The Hammer of Eden. Patricia Scarpetta, or Patricia Cromwell Scarpetta. Okay, next up is Dale Brown and Jim DeFelice, the Dreamland, from the Dreamland Tales, Satan's Tale. His books are sort of like Tom Clancy's, but instead of Navy, this is Air Force that he shows. Robert Ludlum's Outman Code, which was it was created by him, but it was written by Gail Lynch. Okay, Robert Ludlum's The Born Legacy. Haven't read it yet. I've read this one, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. I'm going to be reading it sometime. Yes, it's a big book. Let's see how many pages are in it. 644 pages, but it's good. It keeps you going. Okay, here's from William W. Johnstone. The book is Fate and Blood. It's part of the Buckhorn series. I haven't read it. I haven't read any of that series. Robert Craze, L.A. In Requiem. This is senior. Okay, this is Joe Pike. I see on here. Is this Elvis Cohen, Joe Pike, or is it just Joe Pike? I'm not sure. I've read some books in that those series. Okay, it's more W.B. Griffin, Honor Bound. If you can't tell, this is a military-related one. Okay, this is Penicillin Term Limits. I've read this one and it's pretty good. Stephen King, The Dark Half. I haven't read it yet. Okay, now the last stack I have on this shelf, I'll go down. Okay, John Le Carre, The Russian House. I've read some of his books, which are pretty good. Pretty much spy ones. W.E.B. Griffin, another one of his. This is In Dangerous Path, and this is from the Corps. That's pretty much that about the Marine Corps. Okay, also by a Line of Fire. It's another book in the Corps. I haven't read that series yet, so. David Morrell, Assumed Identity. That one I won't show. Joseph Wambaugh, Hollywood Station. Tammy Hogue, Mortal Sins, or Night Sins. Night Sins. David Baldacci, Total Control. This one is real good. And okay, this is Robert Jordan, Eye of the World. This is first book of the Wheel of Time series. This is a fantasy book. And the last I'm going to show you is this one. Oh, hi, Jorgen. Did you want the link? I don't know what happened with with uh, James today. He didn't contact me or anything. Okay. There's a link. Okay. So Waiting for Jorgen. Don't just keep talking some. Let me get a drink of water fast. Needed that for my throat. Okay. Well, don't know what it's like where you're at. Where I'm at, I'm here in. Oh, here's Jorgen right now. Hello, Jorgen.
Today, sorry for the glance in the face, but it is sun outside, so nothing I can do about it.
I can understand that. It's sunny out here today too. It's supposed to get up to 80 today here. That's Fahrenheit. So, how was your week?
It's been good. We had our national day this Friday. There were Swedish National Day.
Oh, okay. So,
Like you have 4th of July.
yeah, our fourth. With us, it's the 4th of July, and
Hmm.
so did you do much that day, then?
Pardon?
Did you do much that day since you were off?
No, I didn't. I didn't do anything. We don't. We're having a kind of a parade with people that looks extremely bored. And they have the same stuff on the square every year here in the city. So I went to a shopping city market, our shopping market outside of the cities instead. So
A place where you can go can get a thrift store or
no,
something
as those are normally closed at
on holidays.
red days on at red days, and it is
Yeah, I can understand that. So, have you picked up anything else since last week's episode?
only 3 stuff that I have bought myself. I showed Benny Goodman last week.
Okay,
The 60s reunion with the classic quartet reunited in the 60s. Soul Group Ltd.
okay. On A&M Records, I see.
The Jeffrey Osborne was there.
Looks like 70s, so
Yeah, 78.
okay.
And we have Stand By Girls with Chris Rea.
Okay.
Then I helping my father to clean out his record collection, and there are a lot of there that I won't keep. They are religious and dancing orchestras, but I managed to pick out to some that I can show that I'm not sure how much of them I will keep, but it's stuff that people in the vinyl community might recognize anyway.
Yeah.
Once, like Hair.
Okay. I like that cover on it.
Yeah, it says original soundtrack. I'm not
Yeah.
sure about that because I'm not familiar with that musical, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't released on Tip
Yeah, I
Records.
have the soundtrack to it also, and
I'm pretty sure it isn't released on Tip Records.
yeah, different label. Yeah.
I assume it is in kind of a distribution.
Yeah.
We have Lynn Anderson greatest hits.
Okay, I like Lynn Anderson. I have her greatest hits.
The interesting thing is that this is released in 1976.
Okay.
Do you see a song missing here?
What's that?
Do you see a song missing here?
I can't really tell.
You can no Rose Garden.
Rose Garden's not on that?
No, She had one hit, and they didn't. No,
What?
we skipped that.
Well,
Good work.
she had more than one hit here in the
She's
U.S.
famous for mostly one hit.
Yeah, but I like her singing. So
I like Rose Garden, but I haven't heard that much of her
uh,
otherwise.
just check it out. You might like it.
I'll give it a chance. This is a compilation. Actually, it is a K-Tel, if I'm not wrong. It is a K-Tel,
Yeah,
Country Road.
I could tell by the looks of it that was something like K-Tel anyway.
These names.
Yep. Okay. Yep.
This one, I'm no country fan, so I wouldn't even try to get into this.
You're not like Calvin and me, huh?
Pardon?
You're not like Calvin and me.
I have no idea who that is.
Calvin Boas.
Oh, Calvin. No, I haven't seen him since he stopped doing his year streams.
I saw a post on uh, on Facebook by him uh, the other day. So
Okay. But I'm no huge country fan. I have around 3 artists that I like, but otherwise I'm not my style. Barbie Benton,
okay,
and this is not Ain't That Just the Way on it, so I might give this a chance anyway to hear what it
yeah.
is. We have
Try to remember if she was a Playboy bunny before.
that I don't know, but it's released on Playboy Records.
Oh, I could very well be then if it's on Playboy Records.
But that doesn't say anything because ABBA once they released an ABBA single once. And I can
Yeah.
definitely say that neither of the Swedish girls in that band has been Playboy girls.
Yeah.
They released an "We All Need Love," I think the title was, released on Playboy Records in with the very. This was before they became famous, so but they had a very obscure name: Bjorn, Benny, and Swedish Girl. This is a compilation that normally wouldn't attract me at all, but I will give it a chance, even though I'm not sure. But when it says hits of the 60s,
Okay.
I thought that it should be the usual Beatles, Stones. But we have names here: Donovan, PJ Proby, them. We have the Arnold, Zombies. We have Moody Blues with Go Now.
Yeah.
We have Fleetwood Mac. Peter Green, though, but still.
So it's a Peter Green Fleetwood Mac, which is good.
I would assume Man of the World. It says it's even made by Peter Alan Green, so I assume he's in the band.
Yeah.
But I will give it a chance anyways to hear what if it is any more than Moody Blues that are good here.
Yeah. You might like it. I like Donovan and stuff.
I'm no fan of Kinks, so but we'll see. This is an album that is very normal on Swedish thrift stores. America the Beautiful.
Okay.
This is containing we have Robert Shaw Choral, Richard Kiley, Chet Atkins, Norman Luboff Choir, Eddie Arnold, Peter Nero, Perry Como, Al Hurt, Arthur Fiedler, Boston Pops. So it's a lot of easy listening style of this one.
So yeah, it sounds like it might be sort of like patriotic and stuff.
Is that so obvious, judging by the cover? We have Connie Francis.
Okay. She had good songs like in the 60s.
I find it interesting that a woman singing "Oh Susanna."
Oh, okay.
Oh Susanna, won't you run with me? I've seen this one at thrift stores a lot of times, but I have no idea what it is. But I can give it a chance and hear what it is now when I got it for free. Michael Parks.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Name sounds familiar, but I don't know where from.
It is from 19 and I assume 70, and that's it. It says nothing about the year here. But it's released on MGM Records.
Okay.
So that is what I have.
Okay. Looks like some
Aside
good
from all the
ones in there.
aside from all the religious stuff and so on.
Yeah.
Weird covers. Some of them.
Yeah, so your dad was cleaning out some, huh?
Yeah, he is. Feel he doesn't have any time to listen to vinyl, so he's going to scrap them, and I can take what I want. The rest I can do whatever I want, or they go to the trash. So, but since he and I don't share that much musical interest, I don't think I will find all that much, but we'll see.
Might be able
I have
to.
some with because that's Swedish dancing orchestras and religious stuff is having a kind of sometimes come weird album covers. So those I have
Yeah.
taken and put on my blog.
Yeah, and also that you might be able to sell some of them too.
Mostly from this part, but what I picked so far is stuff that, as I have worked at thrift stores myself and sorted out records, what is sellable and what is not, I pretty much know that main stuff of it will most likely be sorted out and thrown anyway. So
Okay.
I feel it's no reason for me to start to drag them all the way there if they're going to be trashed anyway. So I can spare them, and the one that I feel is not something that will sell, I can throw here as well as they can throw there.
Just uh, just have it out front of your place and say free records.
Yeah, I can do it like in the USA, put it out on the street and say here you are, but it doesn't work like here because then we'll have someone saying you that is trash in the area. You should not do that. You have it. We have a trash can to throw them in. Welcome to Sweden. And I live in a flat, so I don't live at a house. So it's not a good
Okay.
idea.
Yeah, I'm in an apartment also.
So, but I'm pretty sure that these are stuff that no one wants to have. I have some that I can show with a little weirder cover. I have, if you make me big,
Okay.
this is an opera singer named Sven-Erik Wikström. See them everywhere. Look at his face. He looks a little bit uncomfortable.
Yeah. Either that or he's constipated.
Yeah, he looks like he wants to say to the photographer, "Are you done? I need to pee desperately." Nice suits.
Yeah.
And when they look like this, the covers.
Oh yeah.
There's no need to try to sell them. Then we have a religious group called Österrings Quintetten. Quintet. This could have been a beautiful cover because it's a really nice place. But they destroyed it by doing a totally unfocused picture.
Yeah. Don't
Which
know why they had decided to do stuff like that.
Yeah, which also seems to be their gimmick because the other record with them also is not all that good focused either. What is it with the 60?
Probably a low budget company.
Symbol. It is released on a Christian record.
Yeah.
And we have stuff that I have no idea. This is a Swedish country group called Country 5.
Hmm.
I like the guy here. He looks totally like he's somewhere else.
Yeah.
Cool Candies.
Okay.
Swedish dancing group. Then I got a couple of records with one of my favorite country singers, and mentioned three that I like: Bellamy Brothers, Jim Reeves, and Swedish singer Alf Robertson. And my father is the one who has taught me to like him, and I got his collection of Alf Robertson.
Okay.
So that is interesting. Those I might keep.
Yeah, I like the Bellamy Brothers. I have one of their records.
Yeah, I have some. We have interesting cover.
Yeah.
Jan Lindblad was a nature photographer who they did the documentaries about nature, and he was also a whistler. So he did many records where he performed as whistling as a bird to musical background. Typical Swedish dancing orchestra.
Okay.
All in similar dressings.
Flamingo, huh?
Pardon?
Flamingo.
Flamingo Quintet. Max Fenders.
Okay.
And these are stuff that pretty ordinary thrift stores. More over
Cool candies, huh?
I got two. And it's having a box set with the gospel, and it looks like this.
Oh, yeah.
No need to give it away, just trash it. Birgitta Sundström, another cover with very unfocused picture.
They mainly want you to see her.
It would be interesting, though, if you're going to promote the artist, if you saw her.
Yeah.
Ordinary Swedish religious album with Mia Marianne and Per Philip. A married couple.
Okay.
We'll most likely not keep that. We'll go to the trash because those one will most likely not be sold anyway. So it's a lot of hit and miss there.
Oh, yeah.
And they keep coming. I have a whole lot more to pick because right now I'm picking what I can carry on the bus.
Right. So is your dad getting ready to move or something that he's doing this, or?
My mother died a couple of months ago.
Okay, sorry to hear about that.
Thank you. And I think he's just cleaning off hope, but he doesn't have any place to use so far. But he doesn't listen to records that much. He listens to cassettes or music that is on a USB stick.
Yeah, can understand that. Doesn't take as much to have play those as.
Yeah, but he had a cupboard full of records that I have now cleaned away. There are more records in the living room. They are in the cellar. So
About like your place, huh?
Yeah, but a little bit more unsorted. I'm trying to at least to have my in some kind of an order.
Mine's not in any type of order anymore.
Yeah. Well, like to know how I can pull out what I need. So especially when you're having a channel that and a stream that people wants to see stuff, then it's good to know where you have stuff.
Yeah. Oh man. I had see my son and daughter-in-law live with us, and with them, uh, whenever it gets much above 70, they want the AC on, and they do it so cold. And
Hmm.
my wife and I, if it was up to us, we would turn the AC on until it got up to 80. And
Hmm.
but so it's flowing down on me right now. My son works a second shift job, so
Hmm. I think I can show some more ridiculous covers also that I have spared and put on my blog. So if you make me big,
yeah.
this is a statue by Swedish artist Carl Milles. It's called God's Hand. I'm not sure it is supposed to be photographed from in frog perspective.
Yeah.
And that ridiculous, I mean, it is ridiculous bad outcome. And if it wasn't enough, it looks like the guy is falling down from the hand.
Yeah.
Welcome to the desert. Looks like kind of boring. And you have to fake desert
Yeah.
by doing a little unfocused picture. You make it fake desert. This looks like a pretty normal dancing orchestra cover by Swedish country group Rankarna. If it wasn't one thing, the album is called Black Sheep of the Family. There's the black sheep. Looks like a woodpecker that has taken a glass of hair growing.
Yeah. What do you woodpecker with hair?
They were very close to for once do a really normal album cover, but they slipped on the last. How hard is it to make an album name instead of writing out the entire band members' names? They haven't made up a band name. And I like the old lady here. She looks like she kind of a teacher for kids out in the woods that is about to give them a real outburst. And if they are out in the woods, was this really the best instrument they could pick? Or really picking? Is do they really play cowbell, cymbal, bonga drum, and guitar? And speaking of pictures that are unfocused, can you see the members?
No, they're a little dark.
It looks like someone made a very old-fashioned copy on a copy machine with only black, too much black color. We stand in the back and take a quick peek of the members.
Yeah.
Of the band called Gospel 4. Now let's have a count.
There's 6 in there.
No, 7.
Oh, 7.
Then you might say, okay, there is with Sten Jonsson and Hans Karlén orchestra. Okay, with 4 plus Sten Jonsson, that makes 5, which means that this orchestra is 2 members in that case. So I don't see any logic in this picture, especially this very unfocused picture to make it look like they're standing somewhere in the background watching the band for unknown reason, standing up and standing for something. So.
Okay. So you have any plans for this upcoming weekend?
No, not that I know of. Students graduating this Friday, so we'll see what happens.
I know here it's Father's Day is this coming weekend, this coming Sunday. So.
Well, we have Father's Day in November.
Okay.
Mother's Day we had recently, but.
Yeah, Mother's Day is in May and Father's Day is in June. So I don't know if I'll be getting stuff from my kids or not. Well, have you watched any movies or TV shows lately?
I watched the latest Saturday Night Main Event WWE show this Saturday. That was a couple of weeks ago. I watched also a cartoon movie, actually. They made a cartoon version of Dracula called Sovereign of the Damned back in 1980.
Okay.
And it was a very strange Dracula version. And Dracula moving from being so hunted that he moved from Transylvania to New York. And there he hooks up with some kind of a Satanist cult. And the Satanist cult turns on Dracula, make you want to think that he is some kind of a good guy, which he of course isn't. He's also being hunted by a trio of Dracula hunters that's trying to hunt him down. And this trio doesn't do exactly nothing by standing in the back and trying to watch him, except from the last scene. So I don't know what they're good for. Then all of a sudden, Dracula meets a woman in the satanic cult that he turns into his wife. They get a son that all of a sudden turns into God and becomes, after the death of that son, becomes reborn and turned into God's lackey. And he wants to destroy his father. It's very confusing. It was very, very confusing story.
Yeah, with me back on Friday, I watched Longest Day. I do that every June 6th. It's a movie with a bunch of big actors in from the time that it's about D-Day.
About
D-Day.
Okay.
From World War II.
Okay, D-Day, World War II.
But like John Wayne's in it, and Robert Mitchum, and Henry Fonda's in it. But it's a good movie, and but then also like the other day, my wife just wanted me to put something on, and so I went on Tubi. I just looked at movies based on books, and I did one. It's pretty much a kids movie. It was The New Adventures of Pippi Longstocking.
Swedish. Pippi Longstocking, Swedish childbook character.
Yeah. But we just watched that movie just for laughs and stuff.
Well, she's some kind of a national symbol here in Sweden. At least her author Astrid Lindgren is.
Okay. Yeah, I know how. I know we have like read the book in school when I was a kid, and
Mm.
so
No, it's. I also have a cartoon movie about Frankenstein. I'm going to go through one of these days, and I'm after seeing this Dracula, I'm very afraid that this one will be made by the same company. It'll be just as confusing, but we'll take that when the time comes. I'm going to go through it anyway.
sort of like I know they made one of Winnie the Pooh, which is like a horror one, and
Yeah, I heard that. I think it's supposed to be a kind of a comedic spoof of it, and I think it's just stupid. It's not really my thing. I think let the kids have their fun. There's no need to make a spoof. But if they think it's fun, okay, let them have the fun.
yeah. So, uh, so have you? So, do you have any record fairs or anything coming up around you?
No, it's not some. It's summertime. What I find very interesting is that this spring it has been a real trend with garden flea markets, blocks going together in a street flea markets. The
Okay.
whole street gang together, putting out tables and selling stuff. I think that's interesting. It's good for neighborhood, of course.
Yeah.
What I found a little bit sad is that it mostly is mothers that puts it up to order to sell all their kids stuff. So it's not all that much records, but otherwise, I'm preparing to hopefully that the summer will become we'll be able to find more stuff that I have than the past 2 summers.
Okay.
The problem we have is that we have mainly we have more thrift stores, but there are mainly 3 thrift stores that have new records every now and then that I buy from. So if they haven't been coming out with anything of interest, then harder and harder time to find stuff to show.
Yeah. Well, yeah, see, with me, I haven't been buying any records lately because I have so many already, and I need to start. I'm trying to uh, 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 digitalize them, and because with me, I'm 65 now, and so
Hmm.
I'll be thinning out my collection after I get them all digitized. And
Do like Robert Z. Uh, he is trying to. He's put numerous times that he's collecting records up to one point of his life. Then he's going to sell it away and have the money for his son. He just haven't mentioned which year it is. He's going to give it away because he shows new stuff every time anyway.
yeah, so yeah, I haven't watched. I don't watch too many YouTube channels much anymore, but I'm still subscribed to quite a few, and some I'll just watch it that I haven't watched any of their videos for a while, just see what they're showing.
I have become extremely lazy when it comes to watching. I know I should be set a good example by watching more movies, with that getting more people to comment and so on. But I have become extremely lazy watching, especially when I'm more hooked to streaming and so on. But I should go watching more YouTube channels. It's also hard because many of them doesn't share the same music style that I have, and then you have to like please code a comment that
Yeah,
about records that I have no interest in buying anywhere in near future.
yeah, especially with you liking like the big band sound and stuff like that.
Yeah, and 80s stuff and so on and
Yeah,
so. But I should be watching more YouTube channels, and I try to get a hold of myself every now and then, but I do lesser and lesser videos also. I have now one vinyl CD update I'm going to edit that I filmed yesterday. But
Yes.
nowadays I have to set my telephone is having problems with the mic, so nowadays I have to film with my webcam.
Oh
Back
yeah.
so hopefully there will be more videos. But right now I have been a little bit of lazy when it comes to YouTube. Focus more on my blog.
Yeah. Uh, with me, also a lot. I've watched the both Bible community videos and booktube videos
Hmm.
with people talk about books and stuff or showing what they found.
Hmm.
Sort of like with the Bible community, we always show what after we had a record haul. And, well,
Hmm.
same way with the booktube community, showing records or showing books that they found.
Hmm. Well, if I buy books, it is mostly comic books or stuff that are a little bit of the more funny side, books written by comedians and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So I don't buy that much books, unfortunately. The other side of that.
yeah, I know you're not a fast reader, and
No, I took 3 years to read the autobiography of Depeche Mode. I bought it 2017 in Gothenburg, and I read it, finished reading it 3 years later. And
well,
it's
you
my
had
favorite
more
band.
time. You had more time 3 years later because of COVID.
Yeah, but COVID shouldn't be a COVID situation shouldn't be any problem for reading. But the problem is to have to take time to sit down and read. And I'm a guy who always are into stuff, so I don't have time normally. And if I do sit down, then I buy comic books that I need to go through.
Yeah, or the other thing you do when you sit down, you like to just sit down and put on some music, sit down and lean back and relax.
Yeah, I do crosswords.
Oh, okay. I do crosswords on my phone.
Yeah, but I have dozens of biographies that I should read. I have Miles Davis, I have Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. I have Agneta Fältskog from ABBA. I have Marie Fredriksson from the Roxette. I have dozens of autobiographies that I should read. I haven't get into
So,
get
sort of like with me, I have a lot of biographies and autobiographies. Sort of like I have an Aerosmith biography,
Hmm.
or like I showed this one earlier. This is autobiography. Jimmy Buffett.
I've heard of him.
He was more of a country singer. He had hits in the 70s. He was more of a humorous one.
Hmm. I actually I'm reading one book nowadays, but it is more of a comic book. It is a British guy called Thomas Spragg Nilsson. He's a Brit that is by marriage that moved to Sweden, and he writes about stuff that are typical Swedish that he tries to get into and to become a full Swedish. So typical Swedish stuff he tries to get into and explains his experience with those things. Very, very interesting to read that, but it is this short.
Okay.
So that is what I'm reading right now.
Yeah, because I've been given a lot of biographies from Paul.
Hmm.
Sickles Platters. Yeah.
And right now I'm reading the book mostly on the bus.
Oh yeah, on your way to and from work.
Yeah, or I'm on my way to visit my father.
Yeah. So yeah, I read books when I'm on the bus too. So it's usually an ebook I'm reading on the bus.
And those more comical stuff, they're very easy read. You don't you have to, it's easy to get into. It's funny stuff. Reading a whole biography or normal literature on the bus, I don't get that far, then I have to close it down again to
Yeah,
get off the bus. So it's a whole different matter.
yeah, I know what you mean.
It's a bit heavier.
Yeah, because like I've read biographies like read Dolly one of Dolly Parton's autobiographies.
Hmm.
I read Charlie Pride's autobiography, which is good.
Hmm. Yeah, I have a jazz books I'm going to go through. I have a biography of in English of Benny Goodman that I had for almost 30 years that I haven't been reading, but I still have it in my bookcase.
And while you're reading that, you just want to have his music playing in the background.
Yeah, if I don't have silence, it's easier to concentrate.
Yeah, with me, I usually need to have some background noise.
But
So
it depends on if I'm reading a normal book, it is nice to have some classical music in the background
yeah,
to relax. But if I'm reading a comic book, then I will most likely not have anything in the background.
yeah, either that or you don't want something like heavy metal or something like that.
That would be very interesting since I don't listen to that genre myself.
Yeah, I know.
more in exceptional cases.
Yeah. Well, uh, I think I'm going to call it a day for this week's video. Oh,
Yeah, I'm going to make dinner.
yeah. But I'll be back on at the same time next week.
Yep.
So until then, take it easy
Yep. The same.
and
Take
keep
care.
on rocking and reading.
Yep. Take care.
Yep.
Bye bye.
Right, bye.